Hi guys, welcome back to another video, guys. And today we are going to be going over the upcoming multi-day severe weather outbreak to potentially significant severe weather outbreak about to be happening this weekend into next week, as a very active weather pattern seems likely here. Moving on into, again, this weekend into next week, as again, tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail are all possible. As severe weather is possible today through Tuesday, we are going to go in depth of what we could see happen in the near future. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go straight into the video. So starting off with Friday, May 15th, we have a slight risk for severe weather, and this is going to go into Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, and Kansas. As we can see with the hazards, we're not really expecting a tornado threat out of this. However, definitely some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour plus anywhere in the yellow, and large hail up to 2-inch in diameter plus possible anywhere in that hatch zone. So again, that hatch zone's really going to go into near La Crosse, Wisconsin, all the way down near Oklahoma City. So we're watching out for large hail potential anywhere in, again, this hatched area. Alright, so looking at the ARRR 00Z, that is just coming out. What we are looking for first, before we look at when the storms are supposed to fire, let's first look at the temperature, see if we have the right amount of temperature. What we usually want for severe weather is somewhere around the upper 60s to 70 degree temps. So as we push further into the future, we're watching again as we do have temps go up to around 90 to 80 degree marks before cooling off around 10 p.m. Central. The east, also there's a time down in the bottom left that is in the eastern. However, again, we're looking at the central time zone. So yes, we do have warm temps. However, do we have enough dew points? Now, what we want to see is first off, the temperature and dew points spread out a little bit. If we got same temperature and dew points, that's what we call overmixing. Basically, is when we have the same amount of temperature and dew points, that's really going to hinder the storm's potential. Right? You want to see those temperatures and dew points spread out more, and we are seeing that dew points up into the 60s, maybe some spots up into the 70s for Des Moines down to Kansas City and Wichita. We do got two favorable environments so far for storms. However, we want to look at the CAPE. The CAPE stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. This is going to, show us, is there enough fuel for the storms? Now, what we want to see for severe weather is CAPE values around 1,000 or higher. That's usually when there's plenty of CAPE for storms to fire. And we are looking at CAPE values around the 2,800 joules per kilogram. Maybe some spots over here in Kansas up to 3,500 joules per kilogram. Now we're looking at our low level jet, the 850 millibar winds. And what we want to see again for tornadogenesis is low level winds. If we do not have any lower level winds, the lower level jet, if we don't have any, the tornadoes really can't happen. But if we have upper level winds, then the only thing you're going to see is probably like something rotating with a funnel that's never going to touch the ground because there's no low level jet. Because the low level jet, again, boosts the storm to actually produce a tornado. We are seeing a little decent amount of low level jet. And if we look at the upper level winds that fit 500 millibars, we are seeing a decent amount of upper level winds. If we actually look at our STP, we do have actually a little tiny tornado threat. So we could see a potential tornado threat chance, maybe a 2% up into Des Moines, maybe near Omaha into Cedar Rapids. But for now, you guys are not under tornado threat. However, things are most likely going to change. We also want to look at our wind shear, right? Wind shear basically, again, just helps boost the storm's potential. It gives those storms an actual little boost. No, we're not going to talk about that because I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it does seem like we do have things favorable for severe weather for tomorrow. So again, if you guys are in anywhere really in this green, dark green, and yellow zone, you guys gotta watch out for severe weather. Definitely is possible. Now we're going to look at Friday. Oh, and also yeah, storms do tend to fire around for tomorrow. Storms do tend to fire around it's 5 p.m. Central, and as they do try to mature enough into a quick line, a little tornado potential cannot be ruled out, but it's just again going to be mainly a damaging wind and hail threat. Okay. So now looking at Sunday's risk or Saturday's risk, this is going to be for May 16th. We have a slight risk for severe weather. This is going to extend it to Iowa all the way down to Kansas and Colorado. This is going to include Des Moines, Mason City, Waterloo, Marshalltown, Omaha, Nebraska City, Grand Island, Norton, Goodland, Hayes, and Great Bend, Kansas, and Array, Colorado. The hazards are unknown, but what we are thinking that could happen is definitely large hail, damaging winds, and maybe an isolated tornado too. Cannot be ruled out. Yeah. So, we are going to see. It does not. Yeah. So now we are going to look at the GFS model. This is just a long-range model. This is actually going to help us a little bit while we try to get closer to, again, the mid-range and, well, the short-range models. So looking on for the 16th, we do see storms try to fire in Colorado around 4 p.m. and try to become mature near Sioux City. Again, all hazards are possible. Anywhere really in this yellow and the dark green. So again, just be on lookout. But what I am mainly concerned is Sunday. Sunday, we have an enhanced risk for severe weather. This is going to include Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa. You guys are under the gun for significant severe weather, where damaging winds, well, with supercells capable of producing damaging winds, large hail, and a strong tornado threat cannot be ruled out. Again, anywhere in this highlighted areas, again for severe weather. If we Gosh. Okay. So if we look at the future for the 18th, we do see there are cells that do try to fire around 4 p.m. time zone, and then really don't see a whole lot. But again, we are using GFS, so once we get into the more long range model or short range models, we'd be definitely getting an idea. However, we aren't really going to focus on the reflectivity for the GFS. We're just going to look at our ingredients, see what's favorable. So if we look at the low level jet, we got plenty. The low level jets ripping across Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, and Minnesota. So, and if we do have those upper level winds, which we do have enough to support tornado genesis, we could see a strong tornado threat develop anywhere really in this orange yellow zone. So again, if we're in Davenport, Waterloo, Des Moines, Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Minneapolis, Fargo, Watertown, Valentine, North Platte, Garden City, Great Bend, Pratt, and Woodward, Enid, and Sear, and the towns I just called in Minnesota, Iowa, down in Dakotas, Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas, and Oklahoma and Texas, you guys gotta watch out. If we also do want to look at the Cape, just to make sure we do have plenty of Cape. We are seeing those Cape values in the 2000 joules per kilogram, so 2,000 joules per kilogram. So get plenty of Cape for cells, especially supercells. Decent environment for supercells. So again, we are most likely to go live Sunday to cover this threat. But for Saturday and Friday, it's a little 50-50. Really depends what happens. I will be on standby mode if I do need to go live, of course, on YouTube. But again, because we just gotta watch out for, again, significant severe weather is a significant severe weather pattern is unfolding Monday. We have an enhanced risk for severe weather. This is going to be for Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Minnesota. This is going to be for Des Moines, Spencer, Fort Dodge, Sioux City, Omaha, Lincoln, Manhattan, Lincoln, Kansas. Again, you guys are under a gun again for significant severe weather potential. So if we keep pushing out, we can see at 2 p.m. very, very high Cape values over here near Kansas City, around 4,800 joules per kilogram. That is a lot to Cape. If we look at our composite reflectivity, we don't see those storms though. But I mean, again, things are subject to change. But we are supposed to see storms fire around the 4 p.m. Central Time Zone and continue pushing. We do see that trying to become into more of a line as it tries to go for Davenport. Really over there, we would just be watching out for QLCS potential. Maybe a strong QLCS tornado possible as well. If we look at our low level jet, we're going to check to see is our environment favorable for tornadoes. We do have plenty of low level jet. We do have, again, decent amounts of upper level winds, so this is going to support tornadogenesis. We do have those spins in the atmosphere for tornadoes. Maybe a strong tornado possible. However, again, things are subject to change because we are 5 days out. Yeah, and if we keep pushing, we do see, again, that upper level winds try to intensify. If we look at our lower level jet, I mean, guys, we got a decent amount. We got the lower level jet, again, it's ripping. So we got plenty of spin in the atmosphere. Again, this could be favorable for a strong tornado. Really near Davenport, Des Moines, Omaha, all the way down to Hutchinson, and probably near Kansas City as well. So we'll see if they make adjustments. But right now, if you guys are under that yellow and orange, you guys should be preparing for significant severe weather for Monday. And that's not it. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, almost the same places again are under severe, a slight risk for severe weather. It's going to go from Oklahoma all the way down to, all the way up to Illinois and Iowa. It's going to include Davenport, Springfield, Oklahoma City. You guys gotta watch out again for severe weather. So as we look into the future, yeah, we do see those storms. Oh, it's Tuesday. No, Tuesday's 19th. Yeah, so pushing into the future, actually, the GFS isn't really showing any storms. Uh, don't know if that's going to be from the morning convection. However, if we actually look at our environment to see what the SPC is pointing out here, if we look at our level jet, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, and as you can see at 5 p.m. we got plenty of CAPE near Wichita, near Tulsa, and in Oklahoma City as well, one near 4,000 joules per kilogram. However, I am going to point out some, well, actually, I'm not even on the right date. Yeah, there is some CAPE potential rarely. But I don't know what they're seeing, man. Day 6. Okay. Well, again, we're just gonna. There's still some uncertainty, so we just gotta watch out. But guys, again, if you guys are under any severe weather risk, please prepare. Um, Really, it looks like our main streaming days will probably be Sunday, Monday, well, mainly Sunday and Monday, maybe Saturday. Just depends of how things go. But again, if you guys did like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new here. It does help out the channel a lot on the road to 400 subs. And we will see you guys in the next forecast video. Peace.